acquired a very weird skill set, but I'm going to be sharing that skill with you today. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're brand new here, hi, my name's Courtney, and here we talk all things wavy curly hair science, and how to get the healthiest hair of your life. And today, I'm going to be finally sharing my secret of the knowledge that I gained of reading ingredients labels. This is something that like 10-year-old nerdy Courtney would be really thrilled that has finally been semi-mastered. I am no formulation chemist by any means, but what has happened to me is that over the past 5 years, I have really gotten interested in caring for wavy curly hair. And 5 years ago, it was all the rage to be sulfate, silicone, and drying alcohol free, which means that you had to read a lot of ingredients labels in order to be able to find products that fit those specifications because they were more rare, more few and far between. But if you have ever wondered how to read an ingredients label, here is where today being able to read an ingredients label comes in really handy. While it may not be super advantageous now to completely avoid all sulfates, all silicones, and all drying alcohols, may actually help you a little bit. Where it comes in really handy to be able to read an ingredients label in 2024, it, in theory, gives you more information about the product before you buy it, and you may know if the product will work for you before you buy it or not, if you can read and understand and decipher ingredients labels. Also, if you'd like to support my channel, a free way to do that is to subscribe and click that notification bell, to like this video and leave a comment. It means the world to me, really helps me out, and it does support this channel. Starting off, I like to break things down into categories because it makes it easier for me to compartmentalize and digest this information, because it is kind of a lot. Also, I have a slightly unfair advantage because the thing that I studied in college was chemistry. I really enjoyed chemistry, and I'm supposed to be your local friendly high school chemistry teacher. So not only do I have a super basic rudimentary knowledge of chemical compounds, but I also really enjoy teaching. So keep that in mind when you're watching this. If you get overwhelmed, just leave a comment down below and I will do my best to help you and answer it if you need it. The way I break down curly hair products is into cleansers, conditioners, and stylers. For the longest time, the main thing that we were looking for in the first few ingredients on the ingredients label of a cleanser was sulfate. This could be sodium lauryl sulfate or sodium laureth sulfate. Surfactants are the things that foam, suds, bubble, and give a product its cleansing ability. Typically, these were surfactants that we avoided as they were thought to be incredibly harsh and stripping. I have since come to learn that it all depends on how a product is formulated, whether or not it's going to be harsh on your hair. Just because a product contains sodium laureth sulfate does not automatically mean it's going to have the same degreasing power as Dawn dish soap, which also contains sodium laureth sulfate. Other surfactants include sodium C14, C16 olefin sulfonate, which is basically a substitute for your standard sulfate. It has very similar cleansing ability. It tends to target polyquaterniums best and remove that kind of buildup from the hair. It tends to work really well for people who are on the more fine-haired, oily, greasy side of things, rather than people with super coarse, drier hair types. More gentle surfactants would be cocamidopropylbutane, decoglucoside, etc. In fact, I have an entire video talking all about the different types of surfactants. I'm just going to be naming a few here and there, not going to be going through a total comprehensive list because honestly, these are the majority of the ones that I have seen in the over 230 different products that I have tried. Also, if you're interested in retrieving all of the knowledge in my brain on all the products I have ever tried, you might want to check out the Wavy Curly Confidence product guide. This is a digital product guide, and I also included some other things in this digital guide that will be helpful to you in picking the absolute right products for you and your hair on every single wash day. The next category of products is conditioners. Now, this is a wide range of products that can include deep conditioners, rinse out conditioners, leave-in conditioners, and even curl creams. These are all products that are used to help that hair cuticle lay back down and improve the condition of the hair. There are products that are also considered stylers, which is the next category we'll be talking about, because they contain some hold ingredients. And there's some products in the conditioning category that also fit into the cleansing category as they contain some gentle surfactants, as in co-wash or conditioner wash or no poo cleansing options. A product classified as a no poo product is something that has no foam, no suds, no lather, but is also meant to cleanse the hair. It's a term that was created by Lorraine Massey to describe one of her Diva Curl products that was a cleanser, but it had no poo or shampoo. No shampoo, no poo. I feel weird saying that over and over again. Ingredients that give conditioners their conditioning ability include behydramonium methyl sulfate, and you may recognize the word sulfate in behydramonium methyl sulfate. It does not mean that it is a sulfate. It's actually a more moisturizing ingredient that can also act as an emulsifier. What's an emulsifier, you ask? This is an ingredient that takes things like water and oil and helps them mix. You may have noticed that on the majority of your curly hair products, it contains some sort of oil, whether that's argan oil or maybe a shea butter, something really heavy like a butter, maybe avocado oil, coconut oil, but the first ingredient on your curly hair product is water. How do they get the oil and the water to mix in the product? Why? Because when you put it into your hand, it doesn't look like a broken water oily mess. It looks like a smooth emulsion. Guess what? They used emulsifiers, and behydramonium methyl sulfate is one of those ingredients. Also, behydramonium chloride can act in the same way. Another category of ingredients in conditioners are moisturizing alcohols like cetyl alcohol and cedarly alcohol. Again, these are emulsifiers, but they also have some moisturizing, nourishing properties to them. Then in a lot of curly hair products, the majority of curly hair products, you're going to find a really easy to read ingredient that's just like avocado oil, coconut oil, linseed oil, shea butter, mango seed butter, which help protect and smooth the hair cuticle. You also have humectants in conditioners, but you can also find humectants in shampoos. They don't tend to act as humectants when they're in a shampoo. You also have humectants in stylers, again, but in stylers they act like humectants, whereas in shampoo, they don't. Humectants include things like glycerin and panthenol and propylene glycol. These are ingredients that draw water to themselves and are actually really helpful in keeping your hair feeling soft and conditioned really, really well. It's not necessarily the fact that they are grabbing water from the air and giving it to your hair and your hair retains water, because when your hair is 100% healthy and 100% dry, there's no water in your hair, even though it feels moisturized and hydrated. Those are terms we use to describe when the hair is in good condition or really well conditioned. And when it's not well conditioned, it feels dry to our hands, but it's still dry. You don't want your hair waterlogged or soggy. Humectants help keep your hair in good condition, not necessarily hydrated or moisturized. The last category of ingredients that you tend to find in conditioning products is proteins. Yes, proteins are actually conditioning because they form a film around the hair and help improve the condition of the hair. They help that hair cuticle feel smooth, they fill in any gaps, and in some cases can lend structure to incredibly weakened hair. Depending on a variety of factors, protein can actually bind to the hair temporarily to help reconstruct it to a certain extent. Personally, I find that my fine hair tends to really like products that are quite heavy in protein. Also, PS, when I say heavy in an ingredient, what I'm meaning is that ingredient is towards the top of the ingredient's label. The higher up an ingredient is on an ingredient's label, it is more concentrated. However, towards the bottom of the ingredient's label, if the ingredient makes up less than 5% of the overall composition of the product, they don't necessarily have to put them in order. So if it's not very concentrated in the product at all, it may be slightly out of order at the bottom of the ingredient's label. That's just a little tidbit I learned about producing hair care products, in case you were wondering. Anyway, products that contain a high level of protein tend to be relying on those ingredients for their conditioning abilities and not necessarily so much on the oils and butters, which would make the conditioner more lightweight and less heavy on the hair. As I have fine hair that is on the wavier side and easily weighed down, I find that products that contain more protein tend to work better for me. So if I'm reading an ingredients label and I see things like hydrolyzed quinoa, keratin amino acids, hydrolyzed wheat protein, hydrolyzed soy protein, hydrolyzed pea protein, biotin, keratin, silk amino acids, I get excited because I know that those are ingredients that my hair responds really, really well to. And there's one last thing I want to sandwich right in between conditioners and stylers, right in the middle, because they kind of apply to both, and that is the issue of aloe, flaxseed, coconut oil, and shea butter. These are all ingredients that have been slightly villainized in the curly hair community as my hair's reactive to coconut oil. My hair's reactive to aloe, meaning that as soon as the product's applied to the hair seizes up, feels dry and brittle and really bad and really weird. I have 100% experienced this reaction using products, and it is called flash drying. It can leave the hair feeling rough and dry and really brittle and like close to snapping and breaking. It's kind of a scary feeling. However, there are way more factors that come into play than just the single ingredient that is receiving the blame for this reaction. I give private curl coaching sessions via Zoom, and I have heard over and over and over again over the past 5 years that wavy curly girls all over the world suspect that aloe is the culprit to their flash drying, and they are in search of products that are 100% aloe free so that their hair doesn't have that reaction. But like true wavy curly hair scientists, we run an experiment wherein they get 100% pure aloe vera gel, not the fake stuff from the store that's like blue-green. Don't do that. The 100% pure aloe vera gel, and use that as their styler on their hair. And lo and behold, their hair doesn't flash dry. Over the course of 5 years and running this experiment with hundreds of curly girls, there has only been one person whose hair truly was reactive to aloe. Turns out that what their hair was reacting to the majority of the time, it is incredibly rare. And lo and behold, their hair did not react to the aloe. While aloe vera gel on its own doesn't lend a lot of hold or give the absolute most epic wavy curly wash days ever, it does allow you to see and target the one single ingredient that you think your hair is reacting to. And 99.9% of the time, it is not the aloe. However, the formulation of the product that does contain the aloe, there's something about the combination of the different ingredients in the product that isn't suiting the hair well and causing this flash drying effect. The flash drying effect is absolutely a real thing. It's a real phenomenon, but it's not caused by one single ingredient. Does the probability of flash drying increase with the presence of that ingredient? Possibly, but in my case and in the cases of all the lovely humans that have done curl coaching sessions with me, we have found that it is not a single ingredient, which is wonderful because it allows you a broader range of products. If you are trying to find 100% coconut-free curly hair products because you feel that your hair is reactive to coconut, there are 2 products that are coconut-free. There's more than that. I'm teasing, but it does vastly limit the number of products that you can try. So what I'm trying to say with all of this is don't completely throw out a whole wide range of products simply because of one ingredient. All right, let's move on to stylers, and I will talk about the different ingredients that contain some hold. Those would be a lot of copolymers. You have PVP, you have VPVA, acrylate copolymers, lots of polymers. Polymers are a specific ingredient that forms structures around the hair. think of it as scaffolding, as framework. If you see copolymer or polymers, those are hold ingredients. But there are more ingredients that also pertain to hold, like aloe vera gel, xanthan gum. But interestingly enough, these ingredients also have other properties. Aloe vera is a humectant, but it also lends hold. Xanthan gum is a thickener, but it also lends some hold to the hair. This is where things get really tricky and really murky. Proteins can also be leaned on as a hold ingredient, and celluloses. They can tend to have really long names, but celluloses also lend hold. Polyquaterniums lend hold to the hair, but they also act as humidity blocking ingredients. The hold ingredient category is one of the hardest ones to grasp and wrap your head around. There's no clear-cut, defined answers, because in the hold category, a lot of times the ingredient that lends hold is also doing something else. Very rarely is it solely in the formulation because it lends hold. It's rare. It does happen though. For those of you who were brave enough to stick around till the end of the video, I'm going to reveal my final secret, and that is the website, isitcg.com. Recently, I visited isitcg.com again, and I got all kinds of warnings and flashing banners saying, not safe, not secure. It's the first time that that's happened to me in 5 years of using the website, so use your own judgment. I think the maker of the website needs to maybe make some adjustments, but it is an amazing resource. isitcg.com is a word bank database wherein you can copy and paste ingredients lists from websites of products into isitcg.com, and they will tell you if it is sulfate, silicone, and drying alcohol free. Not only that, it will tell you the different categories of ingredients. And after doing this with hundreds of products over the course of 5 years, I have kind of trained myself to be able to understand what an ingredient is in an ingredients label immediately, that, oh, that's a humectant, that's a conditioning agent, that's a surfactant, that's a protein, that's an emulsifier, that's a thickener. Because I've read it so many times on isitcg.com, that is how I trained myself to be able to read ingredients labels. Thank you, isitcg.com, for giving me that. I know there are other websites wherein you can do this, but that's the one that I have used and liked for the longest period of time. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I am deeply grateful and appreciative to each and every single one of you. As always, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.